Hey everybody, Doug8798 here. Before I start this video, three to 4 weeks ago, my router box went bad, and I pretty much lost access to the internet. I've been blocked out of the internet for 3 to 4 weeks now. I'm also without cable. And Comcast has to install a new router box and restart everything, but right now they're attending to other customers who were affected by the bad weather here. I wasn't affected by the bad weather here, but Comcast has to attend to them before they could come and restart my router and stuff. So I don't know when I'll be back on the internet full time, but I will be using the internet. I will be using the internet, using the computers at my school and my local library to upload the videos I do here during my incarceration from the internet, and hopefully Comcast gets here so I can get back to the internet full time and continue what I was doing. But with that being said, this is my webcam review of Dragon Ball Evolution. I've always wanted to do this type of review for Dragon Ball Evolution, and in sometime in the future, nostalgia critic, angry video game nerd style commentary review. But right now, webcam review. I love the narrations of Dragon Ball Evolution, but I hated finding pictures. I hated finding pictures of Evolution and dragging them to a video project and saving that video project for YouTube. It was long and stressful. And this format is just way better. I get to talk as long as I want and as long as I need to. And like I said, I love this movie. This is one of my all-time favorite films. I love Dragon Ball Evolution. Been a huge fan of this movie ever since it released in April 2009. I saw it 3 weeks after it released, and I loved it. This movie exceeded my expectations of what I expected for this movie. Then I was one of the very first people to buy it when it came out on DVD. I bought it on opening day, July 2009, when it came out on DVD, and I supported this movie hard. I supported this movie with a passion. Still do to this day. And I hate and I never forgave the Dragon Ball Z protests for protesting this movie and for not supporting supporting this movie. And I have several rants on them later. But right now, Dragon Ball Evolution, man. Like I said, this movie was awesome. It had action, adventure, comedy, and just everything. And I just love what they did, how they totally revamped and just remade Dragon Ball, which I thought was crap. I like Z and GT, but I thought Dragon Ball was, being fair, it's okay. If I had to be fair, it's okay, but I thought that was a load of crap. And I just love what this film came in and did. If there were two things I didn't like about this film, is that number one, they didn't make the story accessible to new viewers, even though this film was geared towards newer viewers. There were lots of unexplained plot elements. There were a couple of unexplained plot elements in this film that you would only understand if you watch and appreciate this kind of stuff. The second problem I had with this film is that this film was based on Dragon Ball, and like I said, I love how they revamped Dragon Ball, but Dragon Ball, in my opinion, always sucked. It was never, my opinion, that good, and it's been overrated since it debuted, and it's been overrated, overhyped, and since it debuted, and like I keep saying, it's overlooked for a reason. It's overlooked for a reason. It's overshadowed by the other two, Dragon Ball Z and GT, for a reason, because it sucked and generally wasn't that good. So why would they make a movie based on something that generally wasn't that good? Why not start with Z? But that's the only two problems I have with this movie. I love the cast and everything. I'm going to start at the very beginning. 2002, I had this magazine called Totally Dragon Ball Z. I don't have it anymore, but in the magazine there of course in the magazine, it was announced that Fox had recently acquired the rights to make a Dragon Ball Z movie, and I just remember at that time being hugely into Dragon Ball Z. That was 2002, and I was hugely into Dragon Ball Z, and I just remember thinking about all the awesome, and I just remember thinking how cool a live action movie of all the stuff we've seen in the show, would be, and so since 2002, I kept looking up news on when that movie is gonna get made and released, and I just kept seeing rumors and fan made casts, fan made pictures. Then finally, in 2007, it was finally announced that Dragon Ball the movie would be made, and that's where my disappointment sort of began, because it was Dragon Ball and not Dragon Ball Z like I was hoping. But then I started to get excited when I started to get a little excited when I saw the cast. I saw Justin Chatwin, who I was not familiar with, didn't watch War of the Worlds, and didn't watch Invisible either. Um, um, when I saw Justin Chatwin as Goku, I saw then I saw then I saw then I saw Chow Yun Fat as Roshi. He looked different than what he was supposed to be, but he looked awesome. Then I remember at first it was Ron Perlman from Hellboy as Piccolo, but then later it became James Masters from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and I was equally happy about that. It was sad that Ron Perlman wasn't gonna be in this film, because I thought he would have been awesome as Lord Piccolo, but the guy they got to replace him, James Masters, was probably even better. James Masters. When I saw the leaked shots of Goku and Piccolo in a magazine, Shonen Jump, it just made me want to see this film even more. And I didn't think this film was gonna be all that good, but I love the screenshots. Some of the screenshots, and it was just one of those things you had to see. Like Goku being in high school with bullies, I thought that was gonna be stupid. It was one of those things I just had to see. It was one of those things I just had to see, and I didn't see Yamcha in the cast anywhere, and I didn't care about Bulma or Chi Chi. I like Chi Chi. I can't stand Bulma in Dragon Ball, but I don't watch the shows for them, so I didn't care. I didn't care about them. And then same goes with Mai. Despite how much I like to overrate their performances in this film, I didn't care about them until I saw the film. So then I saw the trailer, and the trailer was just awesome. Then shortly before I got to see the film, I saw the second trailer, the Dragon Ball Evolution trailer, which showed more stuff, including the scene where Yamcha is driving the flying jeep to the Dragon Palace at the end of the film. That was awesome, and playing that awesome song from Ayuzi Emazaki. I can't remember her name, but that awesome song Rule. That song is just badass. And was awesome for this film. Which reminds me, I love how they used an Asian theme for this film. I expected some rock and roll, and I'm glad they didn't try to like modernize it with some hip hop. They used a techno pop Asian song for the opening, for the theme song of the movie. I thought that was awesome. Then of course then I finally got to see it in 2009, and this movie was awesome. I stayed after the credits, still wanting more, even after the end scene of the credits of Piccolo surviving was over. I stayed after wanting more. I did not want this film to be over. This film was awesome from beginning to end. This was an awesome film. I love the opening narration with, I think, Randall Dukem, the guy who played Grandpa Gohan, explaining the story about how Piccolo and Ozaru came from the sky, started destroying everything, but 7 people sacrificed themselves by conjured up the Mafuba and sacrificed themselves to seal Piccolo, and the Ozaru vanished. Then of course it starts. Then I love how enter Goku with you see Goku in workout clothes. Then you see Grandpa Gohan jump on the thing. They immediately have an awesome sparring fight to start the show. Goku goes for a punch. Grandpa Gohan blocks it with his staff. Then Goku goes for a sweep, and Grandpa Gohan hits an awesome 360 in the air. Then another funny scene where Goku, in an awesome effect, Goku sees a fly and swats it in his mouth. Then Goku does a corkscrew bicycle kick and knocks the stick out of Grandpa's Gohan's hand, then flies towards him with a flying kick, and Grandpa Gohan throws some ki at him and knocks him into a watermelon. It's just hilarious. Then of course Goku explains what his life like is at school. In my opinion, immediately gaining sympathy from me. I already immediately care about this character and want to see more of this character. Then I see his life at school, and then this scene right here. I thought this scene was going to be stupid. Goku, of all people, in high school with some bullies. I thought this part was going to suck. The part with the bullies. That's until I saw how realistic it was. At first, when I heard that Goku was going to have bullies, I was like, Goku having bullies? Who could possibly bully Goku? And then I saw the bullies, and then I love the way they explained it. Grandpa Gohan teaches Goku self-defense strategies for something bigger and more important later on, and not for fighting what's his name. So Goku can beat them up, he can tear them apart with one hand, but he chooses not to. He chooses to be the bigger person and not fight them. I like that. Then I love how, like I said, I thought that was going to be stupid, but then I loved how realistic it was. If you had the powers that Goku and the Z Fighters demonstrate in the show, the people of Earth would not be always awing in amazement when they see them at the Tenchi-Kai Budokai tournaments. They would fear them, just like in the X-Men. What if one of those characters decide to go use that power for evil and go rogue? So yeah, if you do nothing but fight, people wouldn't like you. The only difference here is that he actually cares and wants to be normal, whereas Goku in the show was more Goku in Dragon Ball Z was more carefree. But I just love how they totally redid Goku in the show. Goku, in my opinion, he sucked in Dragon Ball. He was bland. Even the writer Toriyama admitted that they had to change his character up when we got to Z. They had to induce this whole Saiyan story to make his character more interesting, and they did make his character more interesting. It took Raditz, early Vegeta, Gohan, and finally Frieza and Bardock to make Goku's character interesting. After that, he wasn't all that interesting anymore. It was the same old thing. Oh, I gotta fight, I gotta see the next challenger, and I gotta eat. That's all it was with Goku. Just selfishness, putting himself before others after the Frieza saga. I love what they did with his character. I love how they totally redid his character, and I love how he started off in street clothes. Then he later got the blue G when he later got the blue gi when he went to the what's his name. Then he upgraded to finally, then on the way to the Dragon Temple, he upgraded to the orange and blue gi before his final fight with Piccolo, completing the transformation and the metamorphosis into his namesake character Goku. This was awesome. Next is Emi Rosum as Bulma. Didn't care about Bulma until I saw the leaked photos, and in the film I thought she was awesome. She was rough, tough, smart, and comical. I can debate all day about Bulma being better here than she was in the series, but at the same time, Who cares about Bulma? Who would watch a show for who watches Dragon Ball for Bulma? Who would like the Bulma character? The Bulma in the show, she's this in the movie too, but it's more in the I thought she was more annoying in the series. Bulma is spoiled. Spoiled, selfish, and arrogant, and just generally unloyal. She cheated on Yamcha pretty much almost 3 times. Once with Blue, then with Zarbon, then with Vegeta. Who would like a character like that? Then marries Vegeta, then is flirting with Vegeta after all the bad things Vegeta did. Who would like a character like that? Then of course she wanted to leave Goku in the cave. To die. She wanted to leave. She told Krillin to close the door and leave when Goku wanted to stay behind and find the Dragon Ball in the Red Ribbon Army saga. Who would like a character like this? And she constantly misuses the Dragon Ball's power. Lots of bad stuff happened because Goku and her decided to find the Dragon Balls. Which brings to another thing I love about this film. Before I get back to the casting characters, I love the whole plot surrounding the Dragon Balls. I love how they had to find the Dragon Balls. It wasn't just this one of these things where, oh, we want to go out and find the Dragon Balls for adventure and fun. No, they had to find the Dragon Balls in 7 days before the eclipse. Before the eclipse. I love that whole plot line. Then I also love how in this film, one of the many plot holes I couldn't stand in Dragon Ball was that how everyone seems to know about Dragon Balls. How everyone on Earth seems to know about Dragon Balls. In this show, only Goku, Roshi, and the people who stay at the temple appear to know about Dragon Balls. Bulma has one but doesn't know much about Dragon Balls, and Yamcha's never heard of him and doesn't believe him, which is realistic. Who would know or care what Dragon Balls are? I love that too. Then going back to the characters, Chow Yun-Fat, I thought he was awesome as Roshi. He was hilarious. In this film. I love his Hawaiian shirt, his brown pants, and his brown khaki pants, and his boots. It would have been cooler if he wore a gi, like if he changed into another gi towards the end. But I love his the outfit he was wearing and his moves, his martial arts moves, and his scenes were awesome, and he was just hilarious. I loved how over the top he was in comparison to the other two characters, Goku and Bulma. Then you had Yamcha, who I also thought was hilarious. I love Yamcha's new redesign in this film. I would have preferred the way he originally looks in the cartoon, but I thought he was awesome. I thought he was awesome in this film. I thought he was awesome in this film, and he was also hilarious. I love the scene, and I love the scene where he had the tools, and I love how he always had a smart remark, always a quick joke. Then I love at the end, where he tries to protect Bulma by standing up to Goku's Ozaru and gets smacked by the Ozaru. I thought that was an awesome scene. Then of course Chi-Chi, I thought Jamie Chung was too hot to be Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi, but nonetheless, I didn't care about Chi-Chi. Either. It's Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi's a good character, despite how much I like to bash her for the stuff of Gohan and Z. But once again, who would care? But I thought Jamie Chung portrayed a good younger Chi-Chi. Her personality was changed. She's more easygoing in this film than she is in the series. I really don't care. Next character. Oh yes. Main antagonist James Monsters. He was awesome. As Piccolo. I love how he's silent and emotionless, and despite his brutish appearance, just like I know this wasn't intentional, but just like Lord Humongous from Mad Max Road Warrior, despite his brutish appearance, he talks elegantly using complex dialogue. He doesn't sound as fearsome and as intimidating as he looks. And I love James Masters' awesome charisma, his badass screams and grunts way better than overrated Sobbit from the cartoon. Then of course next um and I enjoyed everyone else in the film. Mai was pretty good. Grandpa Gohan was pretty good. I don't have much to say about them. They were awesome, but I don't really have much to say about them. Now, the special effects, despite the budget, whatever it was, 38 million, 45 million, 45 million, or 50 million, doesn't matter. I thought the special effects were cool, especially the Key Blast moments. I love the Dragon Balls. I thought the Western Dragon at the end was cool. I also love the yell Goku made. That was an awesome moment. Then I also love the Ozaru. I got to talk about that Ozaru. I was mad when I saw in the leak shots when I saw the Ozaru. That looked like some superhuman mutant fish. That didn't look like an Ozaru. But then in the film, that's not what appeared. It was a miniature version of the monkey that appears in the series. I thought that whole sequence with Piccolo's badass speech to Goku telling him his time is over, that Ozaru will be reborn, and Goku and Justin Chatwin's reactions to it, and then Justin Chatwin is all like the Hulk, no, and then he just starts changing, and then it's just an awesome sequence. He chases Bulma around, smacks the crap out of Yamcha, then Roshi grabs him, and Ozaru grabs him by the neck, and in an emotional moment, Ozaru tells Goku Ozaru can't beat him with fists, only with faith can you survive, and then Goku changes back to normal. Then of course then confronts Piccolo in the epic battle. Oh, the Key Blasts were awesome. First Piccolo throws one Key Blast with his left hand, then another with his right hand, then he walks towards him with another one with his left hand, then Goku dodges them with several somersaults and also hits two of his own, then Piccolo hits him with more Key Blasts, then Goku bends over in a martial arts stance and hits him with a Key Blast, and Piccolo casually dodges it, then it goes to a fight with Bulma and Mai, and then Mai drops her with some martial arts moves after Bulma throws one of the capsule corps at her, and then of course Yamcha shoots Mai in the back, saving Bulma. Then we get back to the scene. Okay, I'm gonna save this scene for last. I'm gonna talk about the earlier fight scenes first. Then of course you had the high school fight scene. That was an awesome, funny fight. I love that. I never seen that in films. Goku, he beat up 4 people without getting scratched. Without even touching him. That was an awesome scene. I love Justin Chatwin's moves when he flipped through the 2 sticks, when he was dancing on top of the car. That was just an awesome scene. And I thought that scene was gonna be stupid, the scene with the bullies, but it was one of those things that had to be seen. I love the fights with the Fulham Warriors. Those were badass too. They were just like the Putty Men, the Sludge Monsters from the 1995 Power Ranger movie, which was also from 20th Century Fox. There's an extended version of that in the deleted scenes, which I really wish they would have kept in the film, in the final cut of the film. Then of course you had of course I love Goku's fight with Roshi. First they start off all traditional, then Goku the hyper fighting like in Fist of the North Star and Saint Seiya, starts then with the hyper fighting scene in Fist of the North Star and Saint Seiya, which Dragon Ball Z put in their show. Then of course, Chi-Chi's fight with Mai. I love the tournament fight. That was an awesome atmosphere. That pro wrestling, big time professional wrestling, mixed martial arts extravaganza type fight in the dome there. I thought that was awesome. I also love Chi-Chi's training session with the guys in the flashy martial arts costumes. And this film was just awesome. Everything, man. Everything. Then of course, then the second fight, which was like Jet Li in the one where Jamie Chung pretty much fought herself disguised as who Mai was disguised as. I thought that scene was awesome. Then Goku knocking the crap out of Chi-Chi, which I thought was hilarious. Then Mai, who was the real Mai, who was the fake Chi-Chi, turns around, shoots the crap out of Goku. Then another awesome scene, Roshi gets the Kamehameha wave and revives Goku. That was an awesome scene. I love Goku speaking to Gohan in what appears to be the afterlife. This was just an awesome action-packed, campy film, and I still would have loved to see where the characters would end up in Dragon Ball Reborn. How would they bring a Dragon Ball Z into all of this, and like I said, and to this day, I still never will. I never forgave the Dragon Ball Z protests for this. They knew this was better. The only thing about Dragon Ball Z was good was Dragon Ball Z itself, and freaking GT, and even those were bad and had problems. But Dragon Ball was terrible. They knew that sucked, and they knew this was better. They just hated because it wasn't like it wasn't totally like the show, man. Screw them. But yeah, man, this film was awesome. It gets better and better every time I watch it. Dragon Ball gets worse and worse every time I watch it. Dragon Ball Z is an awesome show, but it's overrated, overhyped, and it had the potential to be something better. In GT, same thing. They're a little bit underrated because I feel they get a lot of unneeded hate, but the same thing. They had a lot of untapped potential. They had a lot of untapped potential that was wasted, in my opinion, with laziness and incompetence. Same goes with Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball was just complete and utter garbage. The extras were pretty cool. I love the Goku workout scene. I thought that was pretty funny. Then, of course, I love Life After Film School with Justin Chapman, where Justin Chapman talks about his whole journey here. I love the gag reel scene where they show everybody playing around in the costumes and messing up their scenes. I thought that was awesome. And I love what was that other? Oh yes, and I love all the deleted scenes. There was one moment I love the extended moment with Goku and Bulma, which they could have kept in the film. That moment was hilarious. Love the scene. Then also, like I said, I love that extended Fulham fight with Goku. And I love the scene where Roshi and them go to where Chi-Chi was, and they see a snack bar. I thought that was pretty cool. I just love this movie. I don't have a single, other than the two problems I mentioned in the beginning, I don't have a single problem with this film. This film was badass. Well, this was my webcam review of Dragon Ball Evolution. Gonna be doing more videos on this in the future, and gonna be doing that Nostalgia Critic and Angry Video Game Nerd review in the future as soon as I figure out what should I do with it and how to do it. But like I said, this film was awesome. All right, Doug 8798 out.